something.
Who knows how long we missed, but we're back now. All right, we don't know how long we were not on for, but we're back on now.
Probably when I started talking about Joe Biden taking money and they bumped us off.
Oh shit.
Oh, Ice Cube said something like he's on board with me too, man. I'm not crazy.
What did Ice Cube say?
Same thing I just said. Better. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think I like what Sean said, which is and exactly what you're saying, Lex, which is like, yeah, the point is to become more involved in the process, and to really put the heat on these people once you vote for them. It'd be great to do like a I guess you maybe can't have cameras in the room where you go vote, but I guess when you come out, just like when people have the stickers like I voted, and now the sticker is like I voted for you and I'm on your ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on your lawn in the morning. Meet me behind the soda fountain.
All these people have Twitter accounts. They all have Twitter accounts. It's easier now than ever to literally tweet your congressperson and let them know that you're paying attention to it. You know, and be held accountable.
I have a question for Lex.
Yeah, I hope it's not who's my congressman.
No,
because I'm a hypocrite too. All right, go ahead, Sean.
Well, you're not in the States, so it's like you don't need.
I know I'm paying. Yeah,
but your thoughts on Biden and the fact that there's no movement behind him, and he thinks, and you bring up he's taking corporate money. Is that what Trump wants you to think?
No. I know. It's not. I don't pay attention to Trump. I mean, I really haven't heard him talk about that. I think it's just you're basically. Do I have to now do facts? I hate facts. I just do general field.
No, but this will be fact checked later.
No. But my point is that your thought of that there's no movement behind Joe Biden. That is what Republicans want Democrats to think.
Whatever because they're not whatever they want. That's the truth. That's the truth. There's not an excitement behind it.
What's that?
There is a Democratic movement, but Biden's not my favorite guy either.
Right.
Like he's not the guy I want to see.
The DNC is not even Democratic themselves. And this is the biggest thing. If you look at the party, look at the charter of what they're talking about now. That's why I brought up corporate like taxes, like subsidies going to oil companies right now, is because it used to be on their platform 4 years ago. And now they removed it because they started taking donations from the oil companies, from these. So they're everything that they're talking about, Trump, they're not doing much better. Honestly, they're not. They're bought and paid for. They're corporatists. They're corporatists. And look, you know what? And Hillary was promising to lower Medicare, Medicaid to 55, I think it was, and now it's like 10 years. She was going to get 10 years off the back end, right? So people could join Medicare and Medicaid sooner. But now it's 5 years. Like we're getting less progressive. How is that possible when you see, how is it that we don't have health care for all when 90% of, how is that not on the ticket? Biden's still trying to fix Obamacare, the Affordable Health Care Act.
Yeah.
They're not listening to the people.
You sound like Republicans.
No, don't shame me for saying what needs to be said. That's what I'm saying is we need to be able to, instead of yelling at Republicans, those people aren't getting our vote. They don't need to listen to us. It should be their job. We're still their constituents, but they don't, right?
That's not shaming you by bringing up that point of view. It's not shaming.
I think what I'm saying is, just because I'm saying that we need to hold them accountable doesn't mean that it's not voting for them. I'm not saying that
Absolutely
I'm not
right
saying,
thing.
and I'm not saying that they should. I'm not even saying that. I'm obviously lean left. So but anybody who votes for anybody, they shouldn't like. That's one of the problems with the Trumps too. Like people voting for Trump, they're not holding him accountable.
I think this brings up an interesting point for me, Lex, because I agree with everything you're saying, but a big thing I wrote this on my Facebook the other day, and then you all know I'm prolific on Facebook. I wrote this on my Facebook the other day, which is how you say what you say is as important, maybe more important than what you say. Because if we're not speaking with an audience in mind, if we're not speaking to be retained and to be received, then it's sort of that always makes me feel like the person is just self-destructive, like they actually don't want to be heard, because if we're just going on a diatribe of just information, and you guys don't see it. Now, I'm not saying this is what you're doing, Lex. Well,
it feels like it's what you're saying.
If you were to jumble what you were saying, like meaning keep the tone and remove the words, it would feel that way, and it would be hard to absorb and to retain. And that is the burden of proof was on the state. So like that is the responsibility of the person who wants to deliver the message, is to make sure the message is absorbable and accessible. So it's like that's our job. Like we're all comedians. Our job is to figure out a way to make what we say slip, the thing we want people to think, we can slip it in there nice and smooth and easy, and you know what I mean, so that we can then go Anunnaki at the end. I think that is really important. So like a lot of times on Facebook when I'm arguing with people, I agree with exactly what they're saying. It's how they're saying it is needlessly alienating and repellent. And it's like, to me, it makes me think, I don't think you really want to win. I think you want to create an argument.
I think there's my only thought on that is I think you learn from everything. So there's either you learn that how bad of an argument that person's making, all right, and but I think that people learn from people who do rants, and again, it's or not just rants, but like if you have an angry tone, I think it does speak to some people, and the people who it turns off, if it actually turns them off, where it's like, well, like it changes their perspective that says that's something they're probably leaning the other way anyway. Most of media right now is confirmation bias. They're just constantly looking. They want to hear their same point of view. It's one of the reasons I have an issue with, like, even though it's chuckly, some of the comedy, the political comedy now, like Daily Show or Seth Meyers. I think for some time they had some, like, quarantine really highlighted the writing.
Did you say chuckly?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's
I might have said Mabley. I just said Mabley too. Oh, I might be having a stroke. Maybe the UFOs are tapping in. It's Joe Biden's UFOs.
It's Joe Biden.
Man.
I think the angry tone is very American, and I think it's bad.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of things to be angry about, but you wouldn't, if you go to any political rally and you hear somebody get angry and talk to the crowd, nobody would talk to a child that way, Like there's something inherently that we know that's like unhealthy and it's not good.
That's really an interesting point. I never heard that before.
And that's why Obama was so successful. He did get angry and he talked about clutching the guns, in church, but it was hopeful and powerful. And then we can, of course, look back and be like, well, he didn't do that much, or he wasn't as good as we thought he was. But
he was bought and paid for too, Sean. The guy was bought and paid for too. He was responsible for one of the biggest wealth regions. Okay.
So it's but it's the problem is that we didn't do what you said. We didn't hold him accountable. We didn't hold him accountable.
We're just happy that we got him. I think I really feel that way. Like I feel like it's not enough. It's not nearly enough to be right. It's not nearly enough. If you are right, it's your responsibility to figure out the way to get your communication to penetrate and for people to absorb it. It's utterly your responsibility. And if you don't accept that responsibility, you're as culpable as the people you are holding accountable, especially if you're if we're what we are, which is like we're essentially like professional communicators. You know, it's our job to figure out what is the way to say what we want to say in a way that is gonna keep people engaged. You know, I was helping Anya. Anya's putting together a documentary, which is really cool, just about her vacation in Russia last year. But there's so many parts where she's like, what did she say? She's like, yeah, I love my grandparents. I think they're so interesting, but like I'm just like, this is stupid. Who's gonna think my grandparents are interesting? And when I said to her, everybody's grandparents are interesting.
Yeah.
You're not you don't just think that because they're your grandparents. Everybody's grandparents legitimately are interesting, and I mean they would be to other people. It's just that when most people try to make something about their grandparents or tell a story, they want to keep but it's so cute when I don't care about that. Like, there's like 7 things that are really interesting about your grandparents. Tell me those 7 things. If you want to include these other 17 things that just you think are cute, now you've lost me and I'm never going to watch. But if you were able to find the 7 things that are really interesting about your particular grandparents, and we all have those things, and cut out the other 93 things that aren't, they are interesting, but they're not going to hold me as a stranger. So if you were able to really be judicious and cut down to the real meat of it, then yeah, you could make a documentary about everybody's grandparents and it'd be fascinating. You know what I mean? But if we're not able to have that kind of discipline and judiciousness as communicators, then yeah, nobody's going to pay attention to you, and that's what you deserve, because you weren't disciplined enough to really cut down and get to the part that people really want. And I also have a lot of trouble with that, obviously.
We don't have to make a movie about everybody's grandmother now, right? Like, I feel like
I think it's a challenge.
I feel like Ralph is challenging us and then telling us how to do it.
Let's get in there. Let's dig into that meat.
Well, we'll make one movie about all of our grandparents. How's that?
Shit. If you had to choose one of your grandparents to make a movie about, which one would it be? Not a couple, just one of the 2.
Probably my dad's mother. She had a pretty bad childhood that we didn't hear that much about. Growing up on a farm, she had like an evil stepmother. I think there was like physical abuse there. I don't know. I think it's just like hers is maybe a story that she concealed. So that's maybe the story that should be explored. She passed away like over a decade ago. So a lot of her stories are kind of lost. I'll share this story about her. She grew up on a farm. I think she was the oldest, like 4 kids. She had one brother who was younger, and she said, "See this machine? It cuts the ends off of corn. Never stick your finger in there." And he stuck his finger in there, and she turned on the machine and cut his finger off.
No
What
shit.
the fuck?
What?
As like an 8-year-old. And then she said, "I told you never to do that, and you did it."
Sean, are you German?
But you know what's so crazy is, man, the whole reason why you tell them not to do it is so that they don't have their finger cut off.
That's right.
Yeah, but you cut off that finger to teach them a lesson, so that like you can lose a finger, but worse things could happen to you than losing a finger. Yeah. That's very hard justice and hard teaching. I don't think I would do that, but I do kind of agree with it.
I know. I mean, I'm not I'm just sharing it. I'm just sharing what she did. You know what I mean? It's like, it is.
I feel like it's trying to. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. You made me think of my grandfather. He was
mom's side, dad's side.
My dad's father. My dad's father was he moved to America. Like, he was Puerto Rican, moved to America when he was like 3 or 4 to like the Bronx, and he was really close, I think, to Yankee Stadium. But then he lied to get into the Korean War. He lied about his age so he could get into the Korean War early. And then I think he met my grandmother younger than they probably should have, or something. There was something fishy going on in that relationship that they're really vague about. And then he became a nurse in the Air Force, and then became a nurse, and he was the first person in our family to get in, do Jehovah's Witness stuff. he got suckered into that. And he has an amazing voice.
He has an amazing voice as a singer?
Yeah, just as a talker. He just has this amazing, he has this great, he just has the voice that's so fantastic. Anyway, that's one of those details you don't want to hear about, bro.
He's still, I love it. I love it. Is he still alive?
Yeah, but he has Alzheimer's, so he's not doing good now.
Do you have any recordings of his voice, Lex, that you know of?
Yeah, I do. Well, not me personally, though. I know that they exist.
Yeah.
How about Jason? How about you?
I think an interesting story would be my mother's grandfather, or my mother's father. I mean, he was born in 1892, I think. So he was pretty old. He had my mother in like his late 60s.
Whoa.
Yeah. They immigrated.
Jagger in it.
Yeah. They immigrated from. Well, he immigrated from Germany. So his name is in the is on the wall at Ellis Island.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's the last name?
Wick.
No way.
Yeah.
Like Wickens?
Well, it was Wick von Klusen, but they shortened it to Wick.
German?
When he came to make him more Americanized.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I got a quick story about my grandfather.
That's American.
I got a story about him. He was a complete bastard. He was a drunk.
Interesting.
He used to tease me all the time when I was really young. He'd hold candy in his hand and he'd like try to make me, and he'd be like, "Oh, grab it," and then he'd hold it, and he'd do that all the time to me. And one time when he was going to get like a drink of one of his vodkas,
sounds great.
He went into the shed, and I locked him in the shed, and he was locked in there for maybe 2 or 3 hours. And I banging on the shed, calling my grandmother, Marie. So yeah, that's my story of him.
I would like to see that reenacted. That is excellent. I would do. I only had one grandfather alive when I was born, and then he died when I was 16 or 17. But I would do actually my dad's grandmother, my great grandmother. I don't know if it's great or great, but she died when she was 107, I believe.
Whoa.
She died a couple months before my mom, and
that's a good run.
Yeah, she had a great run. Apparently, she ran businesses in Haiti, and I remember her taking care of me, and I was she seemed spry back then. She must have been in her 80s. In her 80s or 90s, running around with me all over East New York. And she was just like an interesting lady, a tough lady. Oh, actually, now I think about it, because that's my taste in women. I like very intimidating, scary women. And
did she ever say, blood clot boy, me not to deal with that?
No, that's Jamaican. We're Haitian.
Jamaican. Yeah, but I'm racist. You guys a little more French, right?
Yeah, it's
you
French.
You don't say blood clot though?
I mean, here's the thing: Haitians in New York in the 70s and 80s, and 90s, they'd pretend they were Jamaican because everybody hated Haitians because they were the newest immigrants there, and everybody thought they had AIDS.
Okay. I remember that.
Yeah, Haitians. It's why Wyclef does so much Jamaican stuff. I mean, he never hides that he's Haitian, but Jamaican influence is huge. Plus, reggae was so huge back then. No Caribbean, Black Caribbean has ever reached the amount of influence that Jamaicans have. Probably because of Bob Marley and just the fucking eminence of reggae.
Ska.
Yeah. Huh?
No, I'm just being a ska nerd.
Oh, ska.
But yeah, because Bob Marley was originally ska, and then he basically invented reggae.
Wow.
I think by just throwing Jesus in the mix, that's all he had to do.
Yeah, man.
We have Elkie who's about to join us.
Woo!
Okay.
So She might have grandparent stories. Maybe, I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she does.
Yeah. Man, it's too bad our second guest didn't show up because somebody was going to talk about UFOs.
Let me go check on that.
What's that? Yeah.
I'm gonna do a spot check,
Our golf pro.
and hopefully wait, is Elkie not here? I'll tell you the story about my grandfather that I didn't get a sense because there was a quick story. Was he always had talking birds like African grays. He also had a mockingbird, the black like raven type bird that would talk. And but with the like African grays, it sounds like their actual voice. With this other bird, it sounded like a bird, but it would say Gladdy because that's my grandmother's name. So he'd say Gladdy, and he'd also whistle So one day my grandfather was outside working on the outside of his house, cutting hedges or something, and next door neighbor, they were having a pool party with teenage girls, and he brought the bird outside to be out in the sun and just be out there, and the bird's whistling, whistling though. I'm laughing too much to be able to whistle it, but that like woo woo kind of noise, and the girls start thinking it's my grandfather whistling at him, looking over the hedges, as he's cutting hedges. Like it's a very like sitcom-y type of
misunderstanding.
That's
man, yeah, that is curb worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, that story was shorter than it should have.
While we're waiting for Elkie, I'll do a quick commercial that I'm supposed to do because we have. I think this is kind of our first sponsor, but.
Awesome! All right, I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna go look at the UFO.
This guy from Liquor Lollipops sent me some liquor lollipops, and I met up with some friends 2 weeks ago. We were out on a park bench. We had our own drinks, but then we each had a liquor lollipop. It's treats for adults. You can have this outside. Who's gonna stop you?
Who's gonna stop you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's sneaky? That's sneaky.
Yeah.
How many do you think you'd have to eat to get you nice and drunk?
I think maybe like you know what? It took me an hour to have one. So it was like I was like, I'm not a heavy drinker. You know what I mean? So it was like, I was just savoring it. I bet 3 might get you.
1 would knock me out.
Probably. All right, Elkie is here. Elkie, you can turn on your stuff. We've been talking grandparents. We've been talking UFOs, movies, and we'll get to other stuff too. Like we haven't even. Who knows what else we're going to talk about?
Woo!
Yeah.
Right.
And we're going to get a UFO. Man, it would have been great if this golf pro would have come on because he was going to surprise us and talk about UFOs.
Was he?
UFOs, yeah, and we had UFOs at the beginning of the show. Would have been great.
Maybe Elkie has a UFO story.
Shows can always be better than they are. That's the lesson of today.
Come on, Elkie.
Hello.
Hey.
Woo!
There you are.
Hey, Elkie.
Hey.
Hello. Oh.
Elkie in the house.
Okay, hold on. Let me mute this.
This is the first time I've ever seen you out of character.
No.
Yes.
No.
You're not paying attention. You were sleeping.
Jason, you're wrong.
Oh, during the telethon? Oh, you came on?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
that's
came on and
right.
hung out with us?
No, Jason, you were awake.
Was I?
Yeah, we had a tour of her house, I think. I think you were awake.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, yes. Oh, I remember. That was fun.
That day is so jumbled. It's not even funny.
So much we lived 3 lives that day.
Yeah. Elkie,
Are you in that same house now, Elkie?
Yeah, it was last month, and coincidentally, I'm back here again.
Okay, you're a world traveler. Is that in your personality? Do you really like traveling a lot?
I do, but my mother also works for the airline, so I fly for free. So I take advantage of that.
Nice.
Has your mother always worked for the airlines? Are you very used to flying?
Well, since '97.
That's a good
23
while.
years. Also, I've been flying by myself alone since I was 3 years old. So
Whoa. That's a show I want to see. I want to see a
Yeah.
travel show hosted by a 3-year-old who flies. Where do you remember going at that age? Probably not 3.
I was just flying back and forth because my parents divorced before I was 1. So and my mother moved to California. So my father used to fly me back and forth to New York and California for holidays, like summer and winter. So
Have
Did
you,
you have activity books on these flights?
I don't remember. I was 3. But I do remember collecting those wings. They used to give away those wings. They don't do that no more.
Nope.
Shame.
They do that. It's just you're not 3 anymore.
Yeah, you got
Okay, do
wings.
you travel?
Sean, the last time you flew?
Huh?
Didn't you get wings the last time you flew, Sean?
Yeah, the last time I flew, I did get wings because I asked for them
There you
because
go.
there was only 8 people on the flight.
Oh wow!
When they came by,
From Mississippi.
yeah, so when they came by with snacks, I was like, "Can I have wings too?" And they gave
Did you ask for a color crayons and a coloring book?
No, I just wanted the wings.
I ask for those now. I ask for those anywhere. I ask for them at the bodega.
But the reason I did that is Dr. Pepper, liquor, lollipop. The reason I did that is like I was panicking and I needed something to entertain me. So it was just like entertaining to ask for wings. I was making it fun for myself.
Do you travel a lot outside the U.S.?
Not so much now.
Oh yeah.
Good answer.
But like, yeah, when I was like working full time, I was, I would vacation by myself. Like I went to London, I went to Australia.
Ooh.
Nice.
I said it like the list was gonna be longer, but yeah.
I want to see Australia though.
19-hour flight.
Yeah. Did you have an activity book?
Full circle.
Damn, there was some. Oh, were you in the Air Force, Elkie, or no?
I was in the Navy.
Oh, ironic. You spend so much time flying, but you're on a boat.
Well, interesting fact. When I joined, my mother was like, "You should have joined the Air Force. They got better benefits." So yeah.
Why the Navy? Why'd you do the Navy over the other branches?
It's not like I wanted to. I was going to Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia, and I was a sophomore, and I had racked up so much student loans by that point, and I was like, and it was a winter vacation my sophomore year. I was at home in New York, and I was on the computer, and I saw one of those banners, up to $10,000 in loan repayment if you join, and this and that. So that's what got me. And what's funny is that I clicked on it, gave them my information. They gave me a call the very next day. I actually enlisted and signed up during that winter break. And then I finished my sophomore year, and then I entered boot camp that following May.
Without going into detail at all, Elkie, but are you somebody who's like can't abide debt? Like if you have debt in your life, you got to get rid of it now.
No, because I'm still paying off those loans. Because I found out that my recruiter was, he needed his quota and he wasn't meeting it, and he was just telling me anything. Like I missed out on the Navy College Fund because I had ASVAB is like the SATs of the military, and that's how they can tell jobs you can get. So I had a high ASVAB score. I could have gotten a signing bonus. I could have gotten the Navy College Fund.
That jerk.
I didn't get, and I found out after when I was in boot camp that the loan repayment had to be in my contract when I signed, and it wasn't. So I was in boot camp like, oh man, I don't want to be here anymore.
And that Navy recruiter could have been like, have you ever thought about the Air Force?
I could have helped you out, man.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Could have helped you out. Damn.
Yeah, but the Navy was cool though. Like honestly, I felt like boot camp was like summer camp. Like I felt like my division was the Bad News Bears. Like we were the underdogs. Like seriously, like we were always the last in everything. The physical, we would compete against other divisions in the physical stuff, but we always come in last. But when it counted, there was this competition, a marching competition, where because at the end of boot camp, you get like liberty, which is like leave, and it's like 2 days, and everybody has to come back by 9 o'clock. But if you won the competition, you had an extra hour of liberty. And we won it. I was so surprised. I was like, oh my gosh, we won? Wow. We were like, I think everybody was really surprised. So we got that extra hour of liberty.
Anybody else, as Elkie was, oh, sorry, Sean.
It was like a boot camp dance off?
No, it was a march. It was a marching competition, like in formation and all that, which coincidentally I had a doctor's appointment, so I missed. So I came back from my doctor's appointment and they were like, we won, Reed. I was like, really? Good. So I benefited from it and I didn't even compete. There was a lot of things I got out of, there was, because they want to prepare you for like war and stuff. So there's you have to do the gas chamber. You know the gas chamber where and so they how they do it is they send you in with your gas mask. They turn the gas on and they're like, take off the mask.
Shit.
And they were telling me that it like because I had a doctor's appointment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, marching in those boots gave me metatarsalitis. So
damn.
Thank goodness for that. So I didn't have to do that either. I was like, I came back. They were like, oh, Reed, you missed it. Like we had mucus coming down our face. I was like, ooh, that sounds terrible. And I didn't have to do that shit.
Damn, I thought in the Navy you just are on like a ship, just putting up the masts and stuff.
I'm surprised your staff sergeant was like, Elkie, you got to make this up.
Oh,
get in there.
And another misconception about the Navy, we went to the pool one time. You don't even have to know how to swim. Like it was a test. They was like, all right, jump from this high ladder, get in the pool and swim in the triangle formation and then get out. That was the only time we ever was in the pool.
Wait, you don't have to know how to swim to join the Navy?
Nope. You don't even have to have a high school diploma.
Weird.
I was 20 and I was one of the oldest people in my division.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a because the cutoff for recruit is 35. And there was a lady who was 34 years old and everybody called her grandma.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there was a handful of us that were like 20 and up, like literally. The rest were like 17 to 19-year-olds.
I have a question for Lex real quick. Lex, how's that Thailand Domino's pizza?
Pet mock.
What?
He's eating it up.
Oh, I thought that was some sort of slur at Sean.
Show us that box.
That's this is authentic Thai pizza here.
Yeah.
Even the box is different.
The crust is the same though, he said.
It tastes the same, but I did get some weird stuff because they had that's why I ended up getting it. They had like chilies and a Thai barbecue kind of sauce on it.
Do you like
It's good.
spicy
And
food, Lex?
yeah, that's what I actually said in Thai is pet means spicy, but you say it twice, it means very spicy. And then you could add mak, which also means very.
Pet,
So,
pet, like P-E-T.
yep. Pet. It means spicy.
No, like woof.
Yeah.
Okay, do you like spicy food?
Not particularly. I mean, I can tolerate it, but when the spice overpowers the actual taste, I can't.
I've got a follow-up question. Elkie, do you like snacks?
Of course.
What are your favorite kinds of snacks?
Which
one?
I don't think
Yeah,
I've ever seen you eat,
go-to?
Elkie. I've known you for such a long time. I don't think I've ever seen you eat.
I eat though.
I believe Elkie.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Sean, was that a leading question to get back to airline snacks?
Oh, you did it. You brought it around.
Like pretzels are my favorite snack. Dry pretzels.
Well,
I just found for the first time in Thailand, I just found like Snyder's pretzels with the crunching ones, and then they roll it in like cheddar, which is not my favorite flavor. I'm just kind of excited to have the option to eat a hard pretzel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hard pretzels.
You know, like a Snyder's hard pretzel, but the crumbles, you know, when it's like flavored.
I think I've only had soft pretzels with cheese. I don't think I've ever had a hard pretzel with cheese. Ralph,
No, like a powder. Elkie, help me out.
Ralph, you've never seen me eat hard pretzels with cheese. Never.
Oh no! I could swear I have.
No.
What did you want me to agree with, Lex?
You will just that you must know at least what I'm talking about as to the hard pretzels, like a dry pretzel that they had crumbled and then they roll in like flavor powder. If you're a pretzel fan, I would think
I really am not a pretzel fan. I'm not.
God.
I mean, I'll have an Auntie Anne's.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the sweet Auntie Anne's or a savory Auntie Anne's?
Sweet. I got sweet too.
Oh wow, that's unexpected. For some reason, I felt like Elkie wouldn't have a sweet tooth. Wow, because I have one as well.
I too.
You gotta be.
I thought Elkie was spicy foods and not sweet foods. I was completely wrong.
We don't know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh, you
there's
lost
something
the
else I
bet.
wanted to ask you.
You lost the office pool.
Yeah.
Yo.
Elkie, have you ever had liquor lollipops? You can get these.
No.
You can get these online at liquorlollipops.com. Look at.
Are you a spokesperson?
Yeah,
Yep.
the official
Yeah, we
sponsor of Stoner Morning Show.
Ah.
We like to get drunk and high.
He sent me, and then I gave some to friends. But look, here's a hand grenade flavored one, a Dr. Pepper flavored one, and this is gin and juice.
What is there a drink called hand grenade?
Yeah.
Yeah, from New Orleans.
New Orleans.
What is it?
I knew Sean was gonna say that.
Elkie, you wouldn't know this because you were in the Navy. If you were in the Army or the Marines, you would have known about this drink.
You don't know.
About the
The
hand.
grenade.
Yeah.
What's in a grenade? A hand grenade.
I think it's a lot of shit. I think it's like sugary liquors. I don't think it's good. I think one fucks you up. I don't think they're good.
Yeah,
But
it's super strong.
But
But they pour them in a hand grenade. The tradition is that they have it in a little cup that looks like a hand grenade.
yeah. But the suckers.
No, I mean the actual drink. Like it's fashioned after a drink. What's the actual drink? Like what liquor is in the hand grenade?
It's like an Alabama Slammer meets a mix, like a Long Island iced tea. I think.
Jason, what do you guess is in a hand grenade?
They dumped the well in it.
A jigger of scotch, a jigger of vodka, a jigger of
Whiskey,
This guy doesn't know. This guy doesn't.
maybe
know.
some bourbon.
What is a jigger?
What? A jigger.
Both me and Elkie were going like
What did he say?
something even rhymes with the N word. We go like,
Yeah.
It's a jigger. You know what a jigger is?
I don't think we've ever heard that
He's
term
just
before.
He's using such a hard R with it. That's what it really is.
Yeah.
It's a jigger. Jigger what? And then you're talking about Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Right.
Jigger who?
Jigger's the little measuring cup that they use in when you see
It's
them
basically
pour.
a shot. It's another name for a shot. The technical term.
Is that what they used to measure drinks and birth of a nation? I'm
Hey,
sorry.
no offense, Jason, but just say.
Yeah, no offense. I never heard that term before. It is like.
Have you ever? If you watch the movie 8 Years a Bartender, you might have.
Cocktail.
Award-winning.
Oh no.
Award-winning film.
I don't know why I want to ask this, Elkie, but what are your all-time favorite sitcoms?
Oh man, I mean, I'm a hardcore, like I love 90s shit, like
Really?
music, all of that.
I've never
But
heard-
so I mean, obviously the classics, the original Friends, Living Single.
Ooh,
What about
shots.
Melrose Place? Melrose Place?
that's not a sitcom.
No?
It's
Yeah, it
close
is.
enough.
Jigger,
Is it?
please.
Jigger, please. Yeah.
Melrose.
Shaq,
I watched Melrose Place. It wasn't my favorite. I mean, after a year or two, it got boring. It started turning into like a real soap opera where real ridiculous shit started happening.
So, living single.
Living
Which
Single, Martin.
I share a birthday. Okay, here's some.
Martin
T.C.
was awesome.
Carson and Eric Alexander had the same birthday.
Do they?
They had the same birthday. And you know who else has that same birthday?
I'm gonna guess Ralph.
Your boy.
Ooh.
Your boy.
You.
Here we go.
And,
All right.
and tell everyone watching
That
at
would have
home
been my guess,
what
by
that
the
day.
way. Nope.
It's later on in the year.
Well, so people can start planning now.
November 19th. Eric and I thought of it because we were watching Get Out last night and she was in that. Eric Alexander from Living Single. Anyway.
Oh wait, she was? What
Because when Lil Rel goes to the police and tries to tell him what happens.
Yeah.
That's Eric Alexander.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Living Single.
Martin, obviously.
Martin. Underrated.
I big Nanny fan. The Nanny.
Oh.
So
Even though it got weird at the end. Huh?
I love that Elkie is kind of inadvertently changing the titles of these things because she a little while ago she said, "I like original Friends," and then what was the one that you just said? I forget.
Big Living Single.
The Nanny.
Oh, Big Nanny. I love Big Nanny.
Big Nanny.
Original Friends, Big Nanny.
I didn't say the Big Nanny.
I thought you did.
That's my connection. I said the Nanny.
Big the Nanny. That'd be
Maybe
great.
I was gonna say big fan of the Nanny.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And it got jumbled. Sorry.
Big fanny of the Nan.
Big
All right,
fanny.
sorry. Go ahead.
I love Mr. Seinfeld.
Mr. Seinfeld. That's so good. Okay, the Nanny. What else we got?
Oh man, let me see.
You know what show I really love? I really love Game of Thrones. Your Turn.
the spinoff. Oh no. This time with ooze. All right.
I'd like to change Elkie's last answer to Home Improvement.
Oh.
Oh wow.
I mean,
That's all. Sorry,
I
Elkie. That was just a
watched
call. It was a callback from before you got on this.
What young girl wasn't a JTT fan? I mean, I like Home Improvement, yeah, but I wasn't like a huge fan.
Elkie, did you have a crush on Ralph Macchio when you were younger?
I did not. I did not see the appeal of him. He was scrawny and he looked like a rat.
I had no
Damn.
And he's from Long Island.
I had no clue that millions of women had a crush on him. But like, I don't know. Women loved him when they were younger.
That's just Karate Rocky.
Karate Rocky.
It's the same director. It's Karate Rocky.
Ralph,
it's the same director?
Same director as Rocky 1.
Yeah. Ralph, did you see that I saw Cobra Kai last night for the first time? That first episode is great.
I heard that was a good show.
It dips
I saw it too.
The first episode is like, I don't know who to root for in that show. I kind of like all the characters.
Isn't that the point?
Kind of, yeah.
I think
You also feel for the bad guy in a way too.
Totally.
Ah.
The first episode is heartbreaking. He is so trapped in the past. He only listens to 80s movies or like,
wow.
you know.
It's funny because like that's the trend now, like bring back from the past. I think that's the oldest thing that they've brought back, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how further. No, well, you know what? They did that. They did those reimaginings, or like they with new actors. They did like old episodes of like Good Times and stuff on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and with what's his face? Jamie Foxx doing the Jeffersons. But
I didn't see that.
I'm talking about with the original characters, though, the original cast. I mean, I think that's the oldest because that's from the 80s.
Oh wow, yeah. That's true.
Star Wars is kind of old. Star Wars.
Oh, they had all in the Full House. Remember they had like Fuller House.
But that's from the 90s.
That's
from the
90s. True.
Elke,
I like that show too.
I haven't seen that one.
It's good.
Elke, how do you feel about the Fresh Prince?
Out.
How do you feel about the Fresh Prince reboot? Have you heard about this?
I don't know. It depends on how they're rebooting it.
It's gonna be like a gritty teen drama, like a hour-long gritty teen drama.
Like Riverdale, how they turned the Archie comics into that.
I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think because isn't Riverdale kind of like
it's an Archie comic.
No, but Riverdale is kind of a campy show, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the only thing that's the same is the characters, but they've changed everything else.
Yeah, teen drama.
I'm excited for it. I want to see because Will Smith's involved, I think, and
I gotta be honest with you guys. I really thought that was a spoof up until this conversation. I thought when I saw the trailer, I thought that was like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. They should do that.
They have a trailer.
Well, they just because somebody made it. Somebody made like a 2-minute trailer like 2 years ago as
and they were like, oh.
And then Will Smith saw it because he did like an interview with him on his vlog or whatever, and
now
it's coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It's those same people.
It was a spoof. No shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Elke, I have a question. Do you like birthday cake?
Like in general, the flavor birthday cake, or
do you like it? Do you like birthday cake?
Yeah, if it's like a ice cream birthday cake.
Same. Straight up cake is for psychos.
A last minute surprise guest.
Woo!
We have a last minute surprise guest, and it's his birthday today.
Oh.
And it's David Etkin. So feel free to stick around, and we're gonna wish David Etkin a happy birthday. I think he's coming.
Is he coming now?
He should be. Yes, I think so.
Lex, do we have any updates with your flying saucers?
They're back. They're back in the original shape. Last time I saw, and they were still slowly moving.
It's UFOs. Lex is in Thailand right now, Elke, and there's like some crazy lights in the sky, so it looks like there's a UFO happening there.
Okay.
It's nighttime where Lex is right now. He's in Thailand.
Yeah.
I'm a skeptic. It's like I don't know, 11 o'clock. What time is it by you guys?
11:45.
Elke, let me catch you.
Yeah,
up.
so it's like
sometimes there's things in the sky that we don't know what they are.
And they're unidentified.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they're aliens.
Look at there he is. There's David Etkin.
Let's write a happy birthday song on the spot right now.
Hey, PPY, it's your day.
Happy.
Celebrate.
Happy.
HAPPY, it's your day. You're feeling great.
I don't know what to say.
David Etkin, were you ever a fan of that TV show, Everybody Loves Raymond, supposedly?
It sounds like it would be something I'd be interested in. Would it provide snarky commentary on the The original Everybody Loves Raymond?
Too much. Yes.
Too
Yeah.
much.
Too much.
Were you a fan of that show, The Winslows and their next door neighbor?
That's what it became.
Yeah.
That's what it became.
I've
I
actually
was
never
like,
seen Everybody Loves Raymond, so I can't bring a lot to this conversation. I do have a picture of Elvis on my shirt, though, with the logo
yeah.
"I'm Dead."
Wow.
Oh,
Punk rock.
So
Punk rock.
You know, that's
How
a
do we
story that
connect that?
left the main media news. Was remember that when we were kids that they constantly talked about Elvis being spotted in Vegas, and
Oh yeah.
and all of a sudden they just let that story die.
Yeah, where did he
because
go?
then Tupac happened.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's it, Elkie. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who's the new one now? Because you don't hear about sightings of anybody. I think because of social media, they can't last anymore. Because people always be like, "Oh, somebody would have filmed it."
Yep.
Right.
There's always those Nicolas Cage sightings of him like from like 1864.
right.
I believe in those.
That's
Yeah,
what it
there's a
is.
lot to back those up.
It became a reverse conspiracy theory where it's not that Elvis is alive, it's that Nicolas Cage is really dead. He's undead.
Explains a lot.
He what?
And that would explain a lot.
Oh yeah. Elkie, David, by the way, we're happy that you're here, but we're not done with Elkie yet. Elkie, what's your favorite Nicolas Cage movie?
Oh man.
I know,
don't
Mom.
know. I have to say Face Off, honestly.
Oh, go
He
show
said
Yeah,
us.
that's
right.
his favorite too. Nicolas Cage said that's his favorite of his movies.
He had range in that.
Yeah.
He played two people in that movie.
Yeah.
David.
I'm just saying what's true.
No, it's great.
That's what it is.
That's
it's
his
so
range.
obvious. It's so obvious what's amazing, and you said it so clearly. Stunned.
That was
Do you
his
think-
range.
Do you think with this birthday, David, that you're finding a new clarity in this new year of your life? Do you feel like achieved some new height of clarity and simplicity?
I hope so. I think we could all use a bit of that. But I also think like clarity is maybe something like handsomeness. Like you don't get to say that you have it. It's for other people to say it.
Why would
Alright,
you be like a
Dave.
brag?
Yeah,
like
be like, I'm
bragging
so
about it?
clear. I'm so fucking clear. Can't you see it? Then you're basically like, you're a Scientologist at that point. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Mm-mm. That's crazy.
You're
Can I
Not only is your cup is filled, but it is spilling over it. That's a new character I'm working on. Thank you.
I like it.
That's a scene.
Very patrician.
Mr. Clarity.
Here's something that I struggle with is that exact thing, like things that you're not allowed to declare about yourself. Because something that I hate is like, let's say you're in a conversation about
The size of your dick. We get it, Ralph. You have a big dick. You don't have to keep telling us. We're fine. We really do believe you.
something that like you've done for like most of your life. And if you're in a conversation about it, you're not allowed to say, I'm an expert on this. You can't say it. You cannot use that. It's that kills me. You know what I mean? You're not allowed to say it. You just can say it about you, but you can't say it.
Mm. You can say a lot
Hey,
of things
guys.
that make you an expert, but you can't proclaim it.
You can't proclaim it.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that.
All right.
That's
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
You know my friend Ralph got one of the biggest dicks.
What?
He's
What's happening?
he's an
Don't agree. Don't agree,
He's trying
Ralph.
Oh,
Just
wait,
take
Sean,
it,
but
man. I just want to.
I have a friend Lex who's a real expert on gauging dick size.
Nice. See, you pay it forward. You pay it forward.
as far as I know, Lex has never been wrong about
I don't think expert.
Yeah.
No.
this.
Oh Lord.
this started as a birthday celebration of David, and somehow we've only like this part of Ralph. We've only been talking below the waist, like above the thighs.
Oh my God!
Till November.
Remember, there's not till November. Let's deal with David right now. Your birthday is end of August. What sign does that make you? Does that make you Virgo? Virgo.
Do you guys believe in that stuff?
Nope. My standard response when anyone brings up astrology and asking my sign is I say Virgos don't believe in astrology.
Oh, that's real smart. Burn, gotcha.
Yeah.
I believe in zodiacs. I don't believe in horoscopes or anything, but I do tend to find that it's very rare that I meet somebody who doesn't correspond real strongly to their zodiac. And I do meet those people too, but most people I feel like I can even see it on them.
So you believe in the personality type. You don't believe in the predictions of like.
No. No, I don't. But it makes sense to me that if somebody is like born in the summer, they're going to be a sunnier person, and if they're born in the winter or the fall, they're going to be maybe a darker kind of temperament.
What about those in between seasons where where it's
Fall.
just turning to fall?
That's still certain, like, yeah, maybe it's like it depends on how far you are into it, but like I don't know, it just always seemed to me like I can
Here's
see
my
that.
question though, sorry to play devil's advocate,
Please.
Uh-oh.
but what about the people in the southern hemisphere?
Oh, then I don't know.
Because,
it's sunny all the time in Australia.
but it's like when it's summer here, it's winter, like say in Peru. So
Yeah, but there's still a temperature change of some sort.
But if being born in the summer is what gives you the sunny personality, then someone born in July in the southern hemisphere will be born in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
You follow?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They're probably.
Wait, Ralph. No. David's using what we call logic, and that's what.
And that
seems to always
what's
work well with this kind of. Yeah.
What's a better way to make friends and extend the buzz than to bring logic into it?
Logic. If there's anything that I'm not an expert on, it's logic.
Well,
I definitely know very little about that.
Lex is very logical, and you're a Taurus. Isn't that right, Lex?
I don't go into astrology or horoscopes. I just believe in our Dark Lord, Momek.
Oh my God. Momek.
Classic tourist.
I can't.
That's my visa type in Thailand. It's a tourist visa.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm not a big believer in like horoscopes, because honestly, like I was a late baby. Like I was supposed to be born in December, but I was stubborn, and I held out until January. So that's two different signs. So I don't know. I don't know. It to me, I believe there's some aspects that are true, but that can be applied to anything. Like
anybody.
Yeah.
I love.
No, I'm just saying it gives people something to believe in. It's something to help for their mind.
I like it. It helps me to understand myself a little bit. I love Stephen Brody Stevens. He has a joke. He passed away, but he's a great comedian. And he would say, "Born Jewish, raised Gemini."
What does that mean, though?
I don't know.
He likes it, but he don't know what.
I don't know what it means.
I do like
it. I just like the sound of it.
Bernie Stevens.
Hey, we have
I like dating girls who are Geminis because they have really shitty excuses when they cheat on me.
Oh my God. Oh no. My girlfriends, I've dated like 2 or 3 Geminis. Anya's a Gemini. And Geminis and Scorpios are a really bad combination, but somehow it works.
I recently saw the movie Gemini Man, and the technology they use to de-age the actors.
2 Will Smiths.
2 Will Smiths. but I find that technology just triggers this uncanny valley reaction in me, and I find myself really kind of upset just looking at, you know.
Do you do psychedelics? You fuck with psychedelics?
I never have. I've always, when I was a kid or when I was a teenager and they were available, I was always too scared because I read this Daredevil comic once where someone did psychedelics and like jumped out a window.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
And
My favorite superhero.
I would like to at some point try mushrooms.
Okay.
I don't.
I support that decision. Just
Yeah.
be in a nice space that. But the only reason why I ask is because ever since taking more psychedelics, those kind of like visual things that they do now, even with modern technology, it's more off-putting to me.
Yeah.
Because of that. Back in the day, I used to be able to just fully immerse into it, but now when I watch it, I can't watch Jack and Jill without having nightmares because I see Adam Sandler's face floating just a half a second behind it.
Anybody have tried ayahuasca?
No, is that also psychedelic?
You never heard of ayahuasca?
Well, I've heard of it. I never tried. That's also a psychedelic, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's heavy duty.
Yeah.
The heavy one. It's the big one.
It's a drug that makes you feel like getting birthed again.
They say it's
they call it the purge. It's the purge. You'll usually shit yourself and vomit. I haven't done it myself yet, but I'm really looking forward to doing it. You'll shit yourself and vomit. A lot of people do. You get a little bit of sweats, and then you trip out on DMT for about 8 hours. 8 to 12 hours.
It feels like the opposite. It's like after you come, you go Anunnaki, and then after you shit yourself and vomit, you go ayahuasca. Nice.
For the second week in a row, we have comments on Facebook that we never got to, but I just want to acknowledge that they're there. So we didn't get to them, but
good job, guys.
Are we running out of time? Yeah. Are we running out of time?
We have
we're at the end of. Yeah. All right.
Let's end.
I'm going to share that Dave, I love you. I didn't celebrate birthdays when I was a kid, and now I appreciate them more and more every year that I get pie. So celebrating another year around the rock, right?
Are you in Thailand on vacation?
Yeah. I'm in Bangkok.
Well, I keep in my mind this notion that someday we'll all be able to get together again and face to face.
Were you a Jehovah's Witness when you were younger?
Yeah. Yes, I was.
Oh, wow.
I was. And Jason as well. That's how I knew Jason.
Oh, wow.
Here he comes. Yeah.
That's a cult.
Yeah, it is. Took me like 12 years of being out of it to acknowledge that. But yeah, it's a full-on cult.
Yeah, it must have been great when you celebrated that first birthday.
It was cool. It was awkward as fuck. That's what it was. It was awkward as fuck. I was like, it's got to be wrong. I'm enjoying myself way too much. Everybody loves me here, and I'm happy. This can't be right.
Classic Taurus.
Happy birthday, David Atkin.
Thanks, guys.
Hey.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
Well, this is really a good start to it. And, let's celebrate me every year.
Yeah.
Are you going to do anything special today?
This is it, my friend. Maybe I'll spend some time with my wife and kid, but this is where it's really at.
Nice.
Priority.
I mean, who knows me better than you guys?
Yeah.
No, this has been really nice, and I hope to see you all, as I said, in some way in the future, and we can all trip balls together.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
David,
I'll just hug you too.
David, you're a wonderful person, and I let me say sincerely, I wish I could spank you.
Oh my gosh.
I know when the man is being sincere, and that's it.
That's it. All right.
I
gotta dip out, boys.
That's it. All right.
Bye, Dave. Bye, Elkie.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Show.
Bye.
Thanks for
Bye, Soda
having me.
Morty guys. JQ, Sean, Ralphie boy.